welcome to episode 69 of the Movie Lighthouse. Your light through the fog of film. My name is James.
I'm Laurie.
9.
And he is...
Oh, what's that?
Just need to chair again. I'll get over it.
How are you, Laurie? You good?
I'm all right. How are you, James?
I'm all right. I'm just realising because we haven't been around for a bit and it's the summer, it's been busy, and we're trying to get back into it. But everything's going to be blown out the window because it's Halloween next, and you did a Halloween Christmas special. But are we even going to do it now? Everything's changed.
Shit's just going to get blown out the window. Fuck.
Blown out. I think we should keep it. As is for now. We'll worry about Valentine's Day when it comes around.
Wait a minute. No. Are you implying that Halloween is not going to be special in any way?
No, it's going to be extra special with the two of us. It'll be spooky. Maybe we could get a spooky special guest.
We could. But no. We got to push the boat out, haven't we? We've got to tweak the nipples and...
Don't push the boat out or we're stuck on this fucking rock.
Well, that's very true. Was there ever a boat? I heard a rumour. I've never seen it.
I was building a raft. Do you know what I did recently? I watched the whole of Lost again.
Oh, see, that's funny you're doing that because there's two acquaintances that I used to live with, and they're doing exactly the same thing. They're on the last season. I did actually when I found out they were doing this, because one of them is like a younger person.
You're talking about fucking jumping ship to another fucking podcast. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
No, not at all. I'm talking about my wife and my son.
My wife.
I asked the adult in this decision. I was like, is this morally correct to do this? You know, you're taking a young kid, susceptible, can be influenced, as it were, and could maybe expect something coherent from watching 6-seasoned TV extravaganza. And I said, I don't know if this is morally correct. She's like, sod it. And they've done it. And they're actually quite enjoying it. And according to their reports, and like I said, they're right near the end, it kind of stands up. Even though there's loads of red herrings and all made up as they went along.
I don't think there's that many red herrings. It does stand up. I mean, it certainly takes a dive when you turn up in season 4.
I remember that. Yeah.
Don't you? Then you best explain why you've been banging on my door for the last 20 minutes, brother.
Desmond.
Are you him?
Him? Who?
My replacement?
No, I'm not.
Do I know you?
Yeah, in a way. But listen, that's not important. What is important, Desmond, is what I'm about to say to you. I need you to listen.
Yeah, that was before I started doing the skin regime.
Well, but it's always whispering. But I don't think there is... I think all of it adds up, actually. I don't think there's anything that doesn't add up.
Well,
Raise me a thing that you didn't
Well, obviously a big one, right? The one, right? Is it's actually a toss-up between the black smoke, all the mechanical noises and stuff, and then the bunker, right? You put in this code in the bunker, and it's just like it didn't mean anything.
Yeah, it did. Did you not see the episode with Jacob and his brother?
Yeah, that was shit.
No, that was amazing. That was where they were born on the island.
Yeah.
And the mother was basically Mother Earth, and she never named the other one. She only named Jacob. And then he got taken down into the heart of the island and turned into black smoke, basically, which meant that he could take on the image of anyone who died.
So that is Jake. Oh, wow. Okay. I was just about to say.
Jacob was the other one. He was a good guy, apparently. And as for the hatch, if you like, Desmond, that was all because of the what's it called project, the scientific project, which I can't remember the name of right now.
Dalai Lama.
Dharma Initiative.
That's it. See, I was going to say when you were going into the plot points and stuff like that, I was going to say, don't spoil it. But then I realised, oh no, they did that themselves.
I tell you, between us, what I didn't bother with is a lot of the flashbacks because they were the bits that you were just waiting to get back to the island.
Oh
really.
no, I'm in a lot of them. So no, they were key moments, man.
No, the flashbacks per character. You know. They all
Oh
have
right, yeah. Like every episode. Oh,
Yeah.
and how
Yeah,
many
yeah.
times can Desmond say brother? Honestly, I've done my DNA. There is no Scottish in my. How is this working out for you, brother? Wait a minute, that's a woman, brother. No, that's a dog.
But Hurley is just a brilliant character. I mean,
Yeah.
but this time around, I'll tell you what, I've never noticed it before. Maybe it's because I've got high definition. I don't know. But I could see quite a few gaffes. For example, there's an episode where Claire's with her baby Aaron walking along the beach, and that baby is just a rubber doll. And I mean, she's almost swinging it by the leg. I mean, it's kind of, but. And so that was my lost adventure.
We are lost. No, that's good though. But yeah, very strange because it's just the same. Must have been the same time they kicked it off as well. So there we are, Lost on Disney Plus.
20 years ago.
Wow, look at that.
I know. Can you believe it? Right. Do you have any news?
Hi, hon. How's it going?
News. Let's have a little look. Oh, what have we got here? Yeah. Oh, Max Original, apparently. Max Original. They've got the rights for Salem's Lot. And it looks like they've made the film now. I don't know when it's out, though. I should have found that bit out. But Gary Duberman, who's famous for The Conjuring. Oh, no.
He's not doing it, is he?
Annabelle. Oh, no.
And that nun.
Chapter 1, Nun, yeah. Chip,
Why did they
It,
give it-
Chapter
why did-
1.
Oh, well, he did all right with that.
Yeah, not too bad there. So anyway, I think it's turning up on the trailer trawler. We'll play a little clip of it.
You have no idea what you're getting yourself into here.
Danny, where are you?
Answer me.
This is not a disease you can catch.
Let me in.
But it, I mean, like Ben Mears, in my heart, obviously, is David Soul, the late beautiful David Soul. But Ben Mears is like kind of a young. Actually, I suppose at the time, David Soul was a young stud, wasn't he? But anyway, yeah. So you've obviously got. It seems to me a younger cast, but obviously it's probably completely the same aged cast. But they just seem like a bunch of kids. But anyway, could be good. The palette's all very blue and shadowy. And
We're all getting old. We're getting old.
wow, I was thinking this like 48. Is it really old now though?
Well, yeah. If you
Is
die
it?
at 50,
Oh, you could die at 50. Actually, you're right.
you could die at any time, to be honest.
Yeah, but mainly at 50, right?
Mainly 50. Right, well, I have got an awful lot of films to go through, so I'm thinking that we maybe...
Is this news? Is it?
Have you got more news?
No. You've got lots of films to go through in the category of news.
I've been watching a lot of fucking films.
Oh, I have as well. I've got that same problem too. So I think we should do it actually. Go through it.
Look, we haven't been around for ages, so what we'll do is we'll try and limit it to just a few minutes for each one.
Yeah.
We'll bang it out. All right. So let's play. What have you seen? Bingo.
What have you seen? Bingo.
Okay, so I have seen Alien Romulus.
I have seen Alien Romulus.
Yes.
Bingo.
Brilliant. Right, what did you think?
Okay, so I think obviously, like seeing the kind of trailers and stuff like that, I was seeing that they're all again kids. I was like, oh, it's a kids thing. Anyway, it started off and I thought, this is great. So you're on like one of the colony planets, right? And you kind of find Brian Connolly planets, you know, one of those ones, and you find out they're kind of like basically slaves. You meet your protagonist and her kind of android brother, as it were. Really great character. I really liked him. Little kind of Easter egg there. They called him Andy, and the original Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick. They're not called replicants in that film, in that book. You know, this is Blade Runner, right? That's what the film's based on. They don't call them replicants. They call them Andys. And Ridley Scott has kind of sort of tied those two universes, the Alien universe and the Blade Runner universe. So it's a little kind of Easter egg in there. But I really like that character. But you find out they're on this colony planet and they're basically slaves, really, because she's got like years of service and she gets a certain amount of points. And she gets there and they're just about to leave the planet. And like, oh, no, you've got another 15 years. We just extended it. Interest rates have changed. You're like, fucking hell. So that felt good. It felt very sort of oppressive and good vibe. And then she kind of meets these other kids that kind of have figured out a way to get off planet because there's this ship just flowing around in their atmosphere. I won't give it away. You know, you can cover this. I'll leave a little bit for you. But long and short of it, I thought it was a really, really good idea. With really good stuff in it.
And found the Alien box set of basically Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, and the other one that they did.
Yeah. Why didn't they keep it just as a little tiny gritty alien film?
It worked brilliant. The face huggers were brilliant. I've never seen them as good before.
Yeah.
I loved the fact that we found out about the thing that had bothered me for a very long time, which was how does the little alien chest burster become the big alien really quickly? What happens? What does it do? Well, we've got that little explained. So the first and why did they use a mask? Spoilers for Ian Holmes' character, as opposed to that awful CGI that they used, where his head looked like a puppet.
He looked like Roger Rabbit, didn't he? But maybe that was Roger Rabbit, maybe because he hasn't done work for years. So obviously he's. I think that was him, wasn't it? Do you think?
But that all worked, and then even the bits with the alien.
No. I don't think putting Ian Holm in there. See that stuff. It's too much on the nose. It's like stop it, chill out. Let this film be its own little thing. I mean, like there even you get the point where he says the line, doesn't he? Say, "Get away from her, you bitch!" And it knocks you out of the film.
Well, this is where we're going. This is where we're going. I think maybe if the Ian Holm character had just been a cameo at the bit of his first appearance, as opposed to being integral, then maybe. But yeah, it went from Alien then to Aliens, and then doing all the lines from Aliens and stuff, and that was
Prometheus.
But then when it got to the bit, well, it's at the end basically. They've done all the Prometheus shit, so it was too long. And then they had the whole bit, which was the worst bit in Alien Resurrection, which was when the human came out. It's like we don't want to see a fucking human, we want to see an alien. Yeah. They're aliens. That's a perfect design. We don't need a human design. That looks
Geiger's world. Yeah, exactly. So you have a really beautiful. I mean, the essential word. Alien. It needs to be different, strange, amazing, evocative, and that's exactly what Geiger gave us. And rather than going deeper and deeper into that weird shit, in someone's invention, someone's imagination is like, oh yeah, it should turn into a human. What? That's the most basic, boring, lazy.
Absolutely. So, and also timescales. Nowadays, it takes about a minute and a half for them to after impregnation. To chest bursting.
Yeah. It's all.
He was what's his name was unconscious. Doctor Who was unconscious for ages, and then he came back to life. John Hurt, and then had something to eat. And then when he was having something to eat, that's when it happened, wasn't it? So it was a while.
Out of 6, I'm giving Romulus. Well, what would you give it out of 6?
Are we giving it what out of 6?
Mm-hmm.
4 out of 6.
I give it 3.5. It was going to be a 4, but then I thought about it a little bit more, and they just paid too much homage. Great little idea. Could have been really, really great. Some great set pieces.
But it was a better film that we've had for a long time, really.
Agreed. Yeah. I don't think it's as good as Alien 3, but...
well, apparently people say that. I rewatched Alien 3. I still don't think it does a lot for me, really. I think that it's the CGI aliens. They're just not very good.
Yeah, there is that. But I think what Alien 3 is just what I say. It's like its own little film. It's not like going, oh, I love the Alien franchise. Whereas this film does.
Yeah, fair enough.
Down.
All right, come on.
Moving on.
Absolutely.
What have I seen? So, maybe 1 minute. Oh shit, where are we? Right, Longlegs.
Seen it. Bingo.
Bingo! Fantastic. So we've
All right,
got.
well, let me start then, because so Longlegs is basically kind of an FBI thriller, a supernatural horror set in the 90s, a la lots of things, but mainly One Foot in the Grave. What's it called? Not One
Foot in the Grave, yeah. That one. I don't believe it. These bloody dolls coming round here again.
Silence of the Lambs, it's got the wonderful and effervescent Nicolas Cage in the titular role as Longlegs. Cuckoo, who I think is remarkably good. I think it looks amazing, and then it just kind of loses its way, and by the end it's just quite a lot of nonsense, which doesn't really tie up together. Spoilers, she could have just shot the doll.
That's it. So we've got I don't know if you know, you probably do. Osgood Perkins. Do you know who Osgood Perkins is?
Well, she's in it.
No, he's the director, writer of this, and he's the son of Anthony Perkins, who is...
Oh, yes, from Psycho and Psycho 2.
That's it. Sound effect of the knife just in there. Psycho Fantastic. 4. But yeah, so he wrote and directed it. I completely agree with you. I think it starts off really great. You know, you get a vibe, a tone of it. It's kind of very much sort of Silent of Lammy, but with magic and weird shit in it. And Cage is, that character's fantastic. But the more you start realizing it's a very claustrophobic, not in a good way, like the idea is so small. It's her mum, and it's Longlegs, and it's her.
Well, they make a massive thing. They make a massive thing at the start saying, these murders are being committed by the family, and nobody has been in the house, nobody's been out of the house. It's just in the house. It's like, yes, there has. There's been a woman with a big fucking doll every
fucking time.
Yeah.
And then also just the world is so small, because it starts off where you think, okay, we're in a world, because she's going off to this sort of site or whatever, and you think brilliant. She can kind of feel things, can't she? She's got this kind of intuition of evil.
Well, she's psychic, isn't she?
And then you've got the police chief and all that. He's great, like a real character. But as it goes on, it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and there's nothing else. There's literally just the police chief that you care about, and that's it. And you're interested in Longlegs, but that's it.
And also, it was so clear talk about a fucking Chekhov's gun, when she said about coming to a birthday party, that you knew that they would be the final family. But
because it's all about birthdays, isn't it?
Yeah, but why not? There's some really obvious fucking problems with it. I'll tell you what I did like though. There are lots of shots where you can see the devil in the background.
It's really good.
I've only seen it. I can only find it once, to be honest.
Apparently, it's like about 12, 13 times.
Yeah, I've had it once.
But it's a really nice visual, isn't it? You just got this black sort of shape, but then the red eyes. But then I think you do see the horns.
Oh, so that's twice then. I've got two of them. What I think my favourite bit though, and I think that my favourite performance in it, was when she met the girl who'd survived, who was in the mental hospital.
And boy, I just want to do whatever so he says me to do. Like if he told me to take a jumpy out a window, I'd surely do. Just happy as peaches to watch the ground as it come up to meet me. Or if he told me to kill you right here in this room with my bare hand, I'd surely do. Just happy as peaches to watch your heavy heart go pop, pop, and your eyes is to go all to blood.
But out of 6, what are we going to say?
Well, it's going to have to be... Style is great, but it's going to have to be a 3, I think.
I'd say 3.5 again. Style, great. You know, really kind of lovely setup, lovely tone. It is actually a film I do want to watch again. I do want to watch it again, to be fair.
I think with another draft of the script, there's no excuses for tying those things up. It could have easily been done. And I thought it was just really bad idea, bad laziness, really. Why make her psychic and not use it at all?
Yeah.
What's the point?
And why just tie everything up in this tiny little family? It's like, oh, it's mum, and it was him, and then that's it.
And the performances,
Like,
the performances of the mother, when they were sitting at the end, and she was like, "Oh, I'll go to the kitchen. I'll be back in a moment." And he goes, "I'll be back. You won't be back." It's
Yeah.
But then you've got fucking that silly nun sitting there going, "What?" And did we see how she worked out the code? She just got the Bible out and started circling things. It didn't make any sense. It wasn't like she worked anything clever out, actually.
No, there was a note because when she thought she saw something when she was in her hut, she went outside with a gun, and then there was kind of like the code.
Card.
Yeah,
the birthday card. But she got she worked out the code from getting the
From
Bible
that.
out. Whereas you've got, Clara Lawrence, what was her name? From Salems Lot?
Starling, Clarence Starling, Clarice Starling.
Well, Clarice Starling, working out the mystery with the help of Hannibal Lecter, but actually quite a clever plot, and they could have easily done something like that.
It's a disservice to compare, isn't it, really? Because, let's face it, Silence of the Lambs is shit hot. It is really good. I didn't think it was going to be as good.
Could have been shit hot in a slightly different way.
It could have been, in a more supernatural, devil worshipy,
I don't think you can do an FBI drama without, if you're not going to solve any of the FBI mystery bit by being about it. And you've got to do some working out. And she didn't even use her psychic abilities. So there we go. Right,
let's move on. This is way over a minute per film, by the way. Go.
Right, I am going to go for the film I watched this morning, Nosreratu, the original.
Oh, I was going to say the one that's coming out at Christmas.
Silent movie restored on the BFI player, which I am
amazing.
And do you know what? It's just very, 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 very good. It's brilliant. I mean, some of the costume choices are a bit weird, but it's clever. It's and to think that no one had made any films really back then, and how they were getting it to happen, and putting it all together and stuff.
When is it? 1923 or something like that.
Something like that. Early.
It is early.
And I don't. It's probably rights reasons, but it's not. He's got a different name. I think it's Harker in it. In there.
Count Orlok.
Yeah, we've got Count Orlok, but all the names are different because you've got a character. You've got the Renfield character in there. They're all the characters, but none of them.
It's because the director. I'm so sorry. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but Mrs. Stoker found out about it, and she was like, "I will sue your ass to shit." And they went, "Oh, okay." So they just changed all the names, and
they didn't change much of it. It's basically,
they did enough to make sure that she didn't tear them a new arsehole. So
well, thank God. But
I've never seen it.
Check it out. It's wonderfully worthwhile.
I have to see it because
I've seen it before. I thought I had, but I've obviously seen Being Back Shrek, the film they made in the 90s. What was it called?
Shadow with the Vampire.
That's the one. The film about making it. Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Yeah. So Willem Dafoe, John Malkovich, and Eddie Izzard.
Oh, can't stand that guy.
But it's quite an interesting film, actually. I quite like that. But 100%, I need to see that because I shouldn't be, but I'm quite excited about the Nosferatu that's coming out on Christmas.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. The trailer's amazing. I am going to give that out of 6. A 6.
Well done. Very
nice.
Your turn. Okay, I'll quickly zip through this. I doubt you've seen it. MaXXXine.
That's a bit racist. And yes, I have seen it. I went to the cinema to see it, actually.
Did you?
Yes, I've seen all 3 of them.
You have seen all 3?
I'm a big fan.
Bingo!
The references. And I thought these films get better and better and better. Whereas I wasn't really keen on Pearl, was that the second one or the first one? I can't remember.
Second one, yeah.
That was better. But this one I thought really hit it on the nail.
So, MaXXXine. Your agent tells us you're quite a popular name in adult film and entertainment. Is that correct? I'm curious, did you always want to be in that line of work?
I always wanted to be famous.
If you need to read off the sides we gave you, just go ahead, all right?
I know the lines.
She turns to the camera and, through her trauma, addresses the lens directly.
You reckon? It did hit it on the nail head.
Well, maybe I was with someone who's a big fan of it anyway, but it had so many cool references. You know, you had Woody Harrelson, was it? Not Woody Harrelson, what's his name? The Invisible Man.
What? I'm trying to think now. Oh, not Ethan Hawke.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, yeah.
He turned up. I just thought it was great, original, quite nasty. You know, God, that bit where she like shot that. No, she stamped on that man's fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, that bit.
Did you not like it?
I think, yeah, out of the three, I think this is probably my last one. I was expecting a lot more. Probably after Pearl. I mean, Pearl really surprised me. I was not expecting that at all.
I wasn't surprised. I haven't expected any of them. But my other half told me about X and Pearl, and we watched it. And I kind of felt that it wasn't even like a film, really, when I started watching them. It was like, you know, like it was something weird about it. It's very not like a movie, is it? Really?
It's pretty special. It's almost like a musical or
it's weird. It's just kind of this one's like a film, and I went to the cinema.
I think what let me down on this one, I felt a little bit disappointed about, was it was kind of the reveal when it's Dad. And it's too small, it's too tiny. And that actor that was playing Dad and the dickheads around the pool, and it was just like, I don't know. I just okay, fair enough. Yeah, so it was all right. It was all right. I'll give it a 3.5. 3.5.
I would give it 5. I quite liked it very much. I came out really enjoying it. But that was good. Right, okay, so I'll whiz through my next one. So the other thing I've been doing is kind of reclaiming my past, or maybe Hollywood's past. So I started off by watching A Streetcar Named Desire.
Seen
it?
Yeah. Very sweaty, very sexy.
I have never seen, apart from Superman and that terrible thing in the island of Dr. Moreau. I've seen...
You've seen Apocalypse Now, right?
No.
You said Morgan Freeman. Yes, it's Morgan Freeman.
It's not Morgan Freeman. What's his
name?
You've
watched The Godfather.
Brando.
Yeah.
Same name, same letter. Well, he's an amazing actor. What a mumbler, but what an amazing actor. And it's like a play on the film. But
in that film, that is him on fire. I mean, he was doing the stage.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
You don't really buy the fact that she's supposed to look old and trying to hold back the years. She was beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's difficult.
Stella! That's the other one, isn't it? But yeah, that's a very hot, sexy, and very groundbreaking for that sort of naturalistic acting that he gives to it. It's so confident and
amazing.
Alpha male and
films.
Huh?
Did he do anything else?
He did On the Waterfront. He did what's the one with the butter? You don't want to know about that one, but there's one with a butter. He's done tons. Yeah, obviously The Godfathers, and then
he was brilliant in that. He must have gone through a period
Now. Yeah, but that kind of hot, young American actor. Yeah, it's just really, really cool. So what are you giving that out of 6?
Right. I've got to give it a 6. Really, maybe a 5. 5. Let's give it a 5 because I thought they'd sleep together at least.
Right. Yeah, you didn't get that.
What are you giving it?
You love Stella. I can't really remember. I'd give it like a kind of a 5. Yeah, it's there for sure.
Right.
Mega quick. Loads of fun. Didn't expect it to be this fun. Full of invention. Really, really great. I remember seeing the trailers and going, they're using a bit too much CGI. It's not that really kind of film. Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. so inventive. I understand why they use the CGI, because their ideas are just so mental and fun and great. There's no way they could have done all of that in, using cars and petrol and metal. It's just great. Really good, like, kind of journey, epic, fantastic. And then obviously ties into what we got with Fury Road really, really well. And it's kind of just completely, literally opened up that universe. So it kind of, you understand now why it says Furiosa, then it's sort of prefixed with a Mad Max Saga. So you've got this almost like a universe. I'm going to give that a 4.5.
All right. Okay, I've got another one before.
No, sorry, 5.
All right. Right, also Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Haven't seen it, no.
All right, I thought it was great. A lot of people have kind of criticised it, but I think the injects are brilliant. I mean, the opening scene is, and they managed to tie up all the old Fox universe with the Marvel universe. And the way and the opening scene, spoilers here, but I think it's all right, is he basically, you don't know why at this point, but he is digging up Wolverine's body from, because last time we saw Logan.
Yeah.
And saying, oh, it's all right because he's got regenerative powers. And then he's just basically, Logan's a skeleton and he's, doing his Deadpool thing. And then he gets attacked by a load of people and he uses his body to the tune of Bye 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 by Backstreet Boys, I think, to use bone in the body to kill all of these people using Wolverine's body, which is just brilliant. I don't understand why people don't like that film.
Everyone I know that has seen it, obviously they're more our kind of people, right? They like comics, they like those stories. Absolutely love it. They absolutely love it.
What they do as well is they pay homage to lots of characters from the Fox universe, and have their, so Blade's in it, for example.
And
then at the very end, in the credits, they actually play a sequence which is all about all the Fox films behind the scenes, which is very sweet, really. Right. So it's very clever. Right, any others?
That's it. That'll do, I think. Well done.
I saw Napoleon last night, which I thought was a great film. Another by Ridley Scott about Napoleon Bonaparte, who I knew very little about. Apparently, he used to go like this when he wanted to have sex with Josephine. They loved each other. And the other one was the classic Cleopatra with Elizabeth Taylor, which is a fucking feat of filmmaking. There's a bit in it, and you should look it up. Go and look it up, people, if you're listening, on YouTube, of Cleopatra's entrance to Rome, the procession.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
It's fucking remarkable. And every kind of scene, she's in a different costume. You must have about 40 costumes. I mean, it's fantastic. And then I tried to watch 10 Deadly Sins. I don't think it's called that. Ben-Hur? No. What's it called? Moses?
10 Commandments.
That's it. Only 6 years older than Cleopatra, but not strong by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But there we go.
Oh, well done. You've done some good work there, man.
Right. Should we do the feature?
We've got to beam it. Oh, no. We haven't beamed it.
I thought we've done it. We have beamed. We've fucking beamed.
Okay, I've got one more super quick. I'll gush very, very quickly. So recently I've tasked myself with going into, those 80s, 1980s kind of erotic thrillers. Yeah. So things like Fatal Attraction and stuff like that, but not those big famous ones that we all know about. I've gone a little bit deeper. So the films like Ken Russell was making, Dressed to Kill, or Brian De Palma, shit like that. And basically one of them really stood out that I've got to put in the beam, and that's Body Double, 1984. Brian De Palma.
What was that again? Body Double?
Body Double, 1984, Brian De Palma. You've got Craig Watson in there. You'll recognise him. Recognize him. You'll recognise him. Melanie Griffith, a very young Melanie Griffith. Deborah Shelton, and Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Yes, the whole band. The film is just, classic Brian De Palma. You get that whole, he's the guy that did Phantom of the Paradise, right? So you get the whole kind of like split screen stuff. Really inventive kind of sort of camera shots and stuff coming into shot and out of shot. And then you get halfway through the film well, it's kind of like the premise. This guy is in Hollywood trying to get work. His mate lends him this really fancy pad, and he starts looking out, and he kind of witnesses a murder. He thinks he sees a murder. So very Hitchcockian kind of setup. Then it turns like into sort of body horror a little bit, and then a mystery, who done it, and then you've got a full-on Frankie Goes to Hollywood video. The film goes into a Frankie Hollywood.
No, I met Holly Johnson.
Did you?
Yeah, I was working in North Kensington in a video project that I was running very successfully at the time, and he came in and like he owned the place really, and I kind of I didn't know. I was like, "Who are you?" And it's like, and he went, "I'm from Frankie Goes to Hollywood." He had a little poodle in his hand.
Yeah.
In his arm. And he had poodle hair as well. That's all I remember. As I met Stephen King, I wasn't really impressed. So I went, "Well, we're kind of busy."
Yeah.
So that was all.
Amazing. So that's
Right,
it. Yeah,
on.
Body Double, really, really good film. Let's go.
Let's go with the feature, Sleeping with the Lights On. All right, so here we are with Sleeping with the Lights On. Let me give you a bit of information.
Go.
Okay, so sleeping with lights on can disrupt your circadian rhythm and hinder sleep quality. Did you know this?
I knew this.
And I've set up my Alexa. I've got like Alexa lights all over the house now. So Alexa, turn off the office lights. This is not for something at home, but Alexa, turn off the office lights.
Jesus, what the shit? What is this witchcraft?
But I've set them up because I thought I was being clever. It's like, oh, I'm going to set them up so when I walk into a room, they all the lights turn on. But it means, and also at dawn, the lights come on. No, the lights go off at dawn. Anyway, but basically, in the middle of the night now, my lights come on every night in the middle of like 4 a.m, and it wakes me up. So my circadian rhythm is fucked. Also, artificial light, especially blue light, can suppress melatonin production. Excessive light exposure can impact your sleep-wake cycle. And so we know that. Why do Japanese sleep with the lights on? Well, let's have a look. I've no idea. Don't worry about it. If you're interested, look it up.
There you go. Little tidbit.
Oh, here we go. The custom of keeping lights on while sleeping in Japan is a captivating aspect of their culture holding rooted significance. This tradition encompasses symbolism, serves practical purposes in navigating modern life, showcasing the harmonious blend of tradition and innovation that characterizes Japanese society. While it may appear unconventional to those outside the culture, delving into its context, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't tell us why.
That she did, yeah. I mean, what the hell was that? I was like trying to catch soap in the bath or scratch my balls. It's kind of impossible.
Flip it out. Right, let's see what else. Right, music. Sleeping with the Lights On is a song by English pop rock band Busted. They had a song like that. And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Its fourth single got to number 3 on the UK singles chart. Who died? Oh, well, that goes back to links with diabetes and heart disease by sleeping with the lights on. So you could die if you sleep with the lights on. Top 5 grossing films about sleeping with the lights on for some reason. Don't know why. I don't know why these are the films, but maybe these are films that make you want to sleep with the lights on. At number 5, we've got The Shining.
Brilliant.
At number 4, we've got Hereditary.
Yes. Really enjoyed it. You did.
We've got Mulholland Drive.
Fantastic.
At number 2, we've got The Grudge. And at number 1, we have The Ring.
Right.
All right. So let's get on with the first one, which is Altered States. Let's have a clip.
In the basement of one of the country's leading medical schools, Dr. Edward Jessup, candidate for a Nobel Prize, is conducting the most dangerous experiment in the history of science. And the subject of the experiment is himself.
Ask him what kind of an experience I can expect.
Okay,
All
so
right.
directed by Ken Russell,
Yes.
screenplay by Paddy Cherinsky.
Mhm.
It's based on a novel called Altered States from 1978 by Paddy Cherinsky. Produced by Howard Grotfried. Stars William Hurt, Blair Brown, Bob Balaban, Charles Hayes. Music by John Cogliano. And it's by Warner Brothers. Came out December the 25th, 1980. And the budget was $14.9 million. How much would you like to guess it made in the box office?
It's a Ken Russell film. I reckon 6 million.
No, it made 19.9 million. So
How much? Say that again.
19.9. So
Oh, well done,
probably
Ken.
just about break even after the marketing and stuff. But okay, so let's just get on with it. I'd never seen this film before, so this was new territory for me. And I will tell you what I think about it in a minute. Have you seen this before?
Yes, I had seen this once before.
All right. Well, let me say what I thought of it quickly, and then I'll let you go into it a bit more detail. Because I'm really coming from this as a kind of layman.
You get a synopsis. You give us a little back of the DVD cover.
Well, I think you should do the synopsis because that's your job.
All right then. Okay. Oh no. Okay, right. Yeah. So you got like a professor guy, William Hurt, and he is desperate to find what that true little blue light is that's inside all of us, the beginning of everything, of your consciousness. Where does it come from? And he's on this mission, this quest to find that blue light. So he, takes crazy shit-ass drugs in the middle of the weird mountains and stuff, and then he kind of goes into suspension chamber tanks, and then he takes some other kind of fucking thing, and then blah blah blah. So it kind of escalates, but his experience gets deeper and deeper. He meets First Man, and then he turns into a big ball of light and crazy.
That'll do. Right, yeah, pretty good. Okay, so this is what I thought about it. All right, plot-wise, not much there really. You've got a bit of a plot. However, visuals and set pieces and the look of it was frankly astounding. The subliminal images were not subliminal because you could see them. They weren't that. But they were the quick shots. I mean, those pieces are like art pieces in themselves.
Yeah, that's Ken Russell delivering.
That I adored, and it reminded me of obviously From Beyond, and is it what's the one with the sunglasses or the Team Videodrome? It reminds me, it's got the video game aspect.
Right. Yeah.
But I just thought it was kind of remarkable, and then. We'll get into it a little bit more, but I wanted to start, and then I'm going to hand over to you with a quote. And it took me fucking ages to write this quote down. But everybody's looking for their true selves. We're all trying to fulfill ourselves, understand ourselves, get in touch with ourselves, face the reality of ourselves, explore ourselves, expand ourselves. Ever since we dispense with God, we have nothing but ourselves to explain this meaningless something of love. Damn it! Tumor? I've got most of it. But I mean, relevant to these times, fucking yes, about everyone enjoying themselves, being obsessed with themselves. But that was profound. And
you think,
well, I thought it was profound. It doesn't take a lot to make. I liked Eldorado.
You did.
Fucking hell. And I thought the lot they did brilliantly. So, I'm not a profound person, but I just thought, wow. And as a piece of film that had never done, I can't think of anything that had done before then that had kind of looked at these kind of things, really. Lots of things happened afterwards. So I was really impressed.
Yeah. It's good. I think interesting you said that quote, as it were, because apparently the guy that wrote the book, what's his name again? I've forgotten. I've got him. Paddy Chayefsky, that you said. He disowned the film when he saw the movie. He's like, no, nothing to do with me. But it's weird because
with Stephen King in some like pub getting pissed, going, "They fucking ruined our books."
That's it. Yeah, exactly. But it's kind of weird because Ken Russell's verbatim, pretty much all the dialogue in this film is literally that book.
Right.
But yeah, you're absolutely right when you say it's almost like the plot. It's very basic. It's literally, it's like that. You're following this guy's, quest and, all these different things that happen to him as a result of it. And then the people that are around him. I think that's a big thing to say about this film as well. I think the acting is solid. Really, really good. This is William Hurt's first film. This is his debut. You've got the guy in it with the beard from Close Encounters, the beardy guy and the shouting at the beginning in the sandstorm. You can't hear him.
Yeah, and he ends up on the boat in Jaws.
No, that's Richard Dreyfuss. Are you messing about, you naughty little boy?
He looks the same. He looks similar.
Yeah, but he's great in it. His girlfriend's really great in it. And yeah, like you say, the visuals, the shots of it, Ken is just beautiful. This is like still good. Ken in America, because he did get progressively bad and he just didn't really care. I don't think.
Give it in a minute. Give us a potted history of, because you're saying he got progressively bad. Why? What did he do afterwards?
He did a few of those kind of 80s.
He did Cycle of the Werewolf, didn't he? Was that him?
Company with Wolves. No, that wasn't Ken. He did Tommy. That's a good one.
Well, look, Tommy is great. The first half of Tommy is brilliant, and then it just turns into nonsense. The first half is really like tight, and it's like everything makes sense, and then it's like, hold on a minute, what the fuck is what?
What the fuck? Oh, it's just great. And then you've got The Boyfriend. Boyfriend is still a film that I need to see. That's amazing. He did a lot of documentaries with William Bragg when he was young. Some on pop art, some on.
And he did that awful
Russo.
Thing about Amazon. Or is that awful thing about Amazon and benefits. What was his name?
Amazon and benefits.
Like when they went, he wasn't him. It was a guy who made the film about William Blake. That everyone were going, oh no, look, austerity. Who was that?
Ken Loach. Brand.
Well, I don't know.
What's happened to him? Beautiful film, very, very striking visually. It's actually, when I first watched it, I thought, oh, this is not that easy to watch. I watched it this time. It is quite easy to watch. It's good fun, some visuals that I've never seen before and never probably will see again. I mean, you do actually have the 2001 moment when he's going right into the molecules, and that must have been amazing on the cinema, just seeing that. That's just beautiful.
But yeah, the visuals are hugely original. The use of the effects are brilliant. The effects that they use, I think.
Yeah. Even the little ape man, brilliant. The acting of that ape man is just fantastic. The way he's scurrying along and straight up the drain pipe over the car, fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it is like, I suppose it would be like an acid dream with.
Yes. Yeah, and that's just what it is. And apparently, Ken, whilst he was doing this film, he was taking a little bit of the LSD, and it resulted in a.
I think he's probably doing a fuckload of that in Napoleon.
But apparently, it resulted in a very famous bad trip. But I don't know the full details of that one.
Look, I haven't got a lot else to say about this film, really. I liked it very much. But it's not. But it is an artistic film, and I think certainly for inspiration, you can draw a hell of a lot from it. I liked it very much. So that's all I've got to say. Have you got anything else you want to talk about it?
One little other tidbit fact: it's also the debut of Drew Barrymore. She's in there somewhere. I didn't see her. She must be like one of the little kids.
Well, hold on a minute. E.T., what was that, 1983 or 82?
It couldn't have been 83 because this came out in 84.
No, this came out in 80.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, 1980. Yeah.
I thought you were looking up when ET came out. You're not, are you? Where the fuck is Wyndham when you need him? Hold on a minute. Let's see when the ET came out.
1982.
It was 82, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So she would have been, I mean, she was only about 4 in that, wasn't she?
Yeah,
So she
4,
was-
5, something like that.
Really?
So, but yeah, this is her debut.
Okay. Maybe she was like a little baby. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So should we give it a score?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. So performances, I give it 9.
I give it 9.
Effects, 10.
I give it 9.
Oh, plot, 3.
I give it 4.
Okay. Rewatch factor, 4.
I give it 7.
Direction, 7.
Give it 8.
Cinematography, 9.
9.
Sound and music, 7.
9.
Originality, 10.
Oh, 9. So I know I shouldn't be doing this live as it happened, should I really? But I'm doing it.
But things don't change that much.
Let's not change.
Enjoyability, 8.
8.
Life changing, past or present, 5.
Yeah, 5.
Right, so that means I give it a score of 71.
Then put another one in for good measure. 77.
77. Okay, which means it gets. Oh, they're going to be round numbers from now on, aren't they? I've just realised that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, until we find someone. Right, so that means it gets a movie lighthouse rating of 74. Well, let's see where that puts it on our scoreboards. So, on the 2020, are we in 2023 or 2024 now?
2024, my love.
Oh, shit. Right, well, fuck that. Let's not worry about the 2024 leaderboard. But it's 74, which means it gets placed 25th, just below the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the Dark Crystal, but above Requiem for a Dream and Dead and Buried. There we go.
Wow, nice. That feels kind of right.
Yeah, that seems all right, doesn't it? Right. So,
You reminded me, actually, is it worth us checking in Wyndham's Hole?
yeah, go on.
If we found anyone.
Yeah, you go
Right.
down there and do that. I'll stay here and watch
know-
the one.
Okay, let's check. Let's see who we've caught in Wyndham's Hole. Do you want to hear the jingle? Let's look down in Wyndham's Hole. Who's stuck in Wyndham's Hole? Is Wyndham stuck in his own hole? Who's stuck in the Wyndham Hole? Is anyone down there? Yeah.
Hello! Hello!
Hello. Maybe next week we'll find something out. I'll work on that jingle.
So, we are going to move on to film number 2 with Sleeping with the Lights On, Invaders from Mars.
Oh.
And it was directed by William Cameron Menzies, screenplay by Richard Blake, story by John Tucker Battle.
Yeah, he took a battle.
Yeah, produced by Edward L. Alperson Jr. and Edward L. Alperson, starring Jimmy Hunt, Helen Carter, Arthur Franz, Maurice Ankrum, Leif Erikson, and Hilary Brooke. Cinematography, John L. Science Slut. Music by Ralph.
Donna Science Slut. What?
Apparently. Color by Super Cinema Color. And it was April the 9th, released in April the 9th, 1953. And the budget was $290,000.
Wow.
It made in the box office, I'm afraid. I don't think here. So,
I reckon it did all right, don't you?
Invaders from Mars. He saw them land from outer space. He saw them capture innocent people only to destroy. Father turned against son. People changed into strange, weird animals.
now, Laurie, would you mind giving us a synopsis?
Kid and his dad chilling. No, actually, no. Kid's asleep, right? Kid's alarm goes off at like 2:00 because turns out he's a little scientist. You get a beautiful voiceover. You start off in space, incidentally. Beautiful planets. You're in the 1950s, so that quality of space is just, you know, when planets were kind of a little bit green and stuff like that. Awesome.
Well, they didn't have a clue what they looked like, did they?
No, but it was all, that's really how it looked in my mind.
Yeah.
And
Before
then,
they went to the moon.
yeah, and then they talk about, you know, the scientist, and some of them are even young scientists. So there he is. He gets out of bed 2:00 just to look at the, I don't know, the Ouroboros is.
Screenplay. You just need to say what it's about.
Well, lo and behold, little Jimmy, whatever his face is, witnesses only a fucking little UFO that goes over this beautiful hill, completely fake, beautiful. And then the UFO is obviously completely fake as well. It's just cinema gold, and it just goes down. And then Dad goes out to find it in his slippers because he's like, I'm sure, Dad, I'm sure. And it's like, Dad's a scientist as well. He's like, don't be daft. Goes out and had a look, and then lo and behold.
Okay, so I need to tell you something very, very important.
Go on.
This was the very, very, very first horror film I ever saw.
Brilliant. And I love the fact that you call it a horror film as well.
And this, I think, has had such an impact on me in my life that it terrorized me completely. Now, let's just be clear. My name is James.
My name's Lauren.
His name was Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy lived on a farm.
Yes.
Lived on a farm. I had a window. Jimmy had a window.
Yes.
Look, basically, I thought it was basically me. And I remember, I thought God, for about the first 10 years of my life, looked like that thing in an hourglass. I thought it was like...
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
That was God. I mean, I had nightmares about it. It fucked me up no end. And I adore this film.
Brilliant.
I mean, I've got very rose-tinted glasses, but this, I think, is the thing that made me love sci-fi and horror. So,
yeah.
Mars, thank you.
I would say, I think it's just that hill is just so iconic. And I was a kid as well, and I saw this. It must have been like probably BBC Two, circa 7 o'clock.
I think it
wasn't. It was still a little bit light out. You know, it wasn't dark, but it was about 7 o'clock, 6:30 kind of time.
Yeah.
And it's just that those early sequences where you see it going behind the hill, and then you see people walking over that hill, and then returning back as something else. And watching it now, obviously being an adult, it really struck me how the ferocity of his dad when he comes back. He is awful. You know, he's smacking him, and it's just like there's a real kind of violence and menace. And I never realized it was that bad, because I actually, not by accident, I couldn't get this version without paying for it. I had to pay a little bit for it because Alan is nowhere to be found. So I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, I watched.
Alan, what do you mean?
My DVD guy.
Oh, you mean Brian, the DVD penguin?
I'm sure we know two different people.
I'm looking at him here, and it says
that's
on his name tag, Brian.
Oh God! You put a label on him. Fuck.
Anyway,
okay, really. So no. So I watched the Tobe Hooper's version of this just for shits and giggles because it was for free. 1986. Now, 1986. Obviously, you think our sensibilities we could probably take a little bit more, but that dad was so much more cuter. You know, there was scenes where he was like putting lots of sugar in his coffee. You know, he's an alien now, right? He's got the hole at the back of his neck, but he was drinking coffee, and it was almost a little bit E.T. It was a little bit Goonies, but there was still menace. You know, it's not dad anymore, kind of thing.
It was menace. I mean, that girl.
But no, I'm talking about the Tobe Hooper one, right? But this one, it really, really struck me how, Jesus Christ, dad's an absolute bastard.
Yeah.
So that's that surprised me. But
right. So, do you think it stands up? Because
go on.
It's dated, obviously, and but it does. I'm right in saying it precursors. Does it precursor all of them? Doesn't it? Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's the first time we see this sort of film where aliens are basically taking over humans.
I think you could be right, sir. Yeah, 1953 is very, very early. Some of this film massively stands up. So the first sort of half hour where he's, you're following Jimmy and he's trying to convince people, he's stuck in the cell, mum and dad turns up and he manages to get the scientist woman and go away. Brilliant.
I say, great performance by the lad.
Yeah. But after you've had the science lesson, so he meets the science guy, and they don't mess around in this science lesson. They you have at least sort of 15 minutes with this guy, scientist, explaining, are we alone? Of course we're not alone. Obviously America is pumping loads of money into, the space race and all that stuff. So that's really, really great. And you get all these great visuals in this science lesson. Fantastic. However, after that bit, it turns into an army film. It's just this army, loads of tanks, explosions. You actually get a lot of the film repeats itself. So exactly the same tank shoots exactly the same bomb and exactly the same explosion happens 3 times.
And I think every B movie in that period repeats itself.
That's true. It's just a trope. Yeah.
They've all got a pipe smoking scientist. They've all got an army guy. They've all got Rocky Horror Show all over it, really, as well. It's but I do think this was the first one of its kind, and for that alone, and that just a shot. I mean, and it's kind of laughable when they go over the hill and you just see them jumping off, basically, don't you?
You see like one of the police chiefs, you see his shoulder and his head, that's shot in screen, in camera, and then he just goes, whoa, puts his arms up and just bends down. That's him going into the ground. But no, just to quickly say, actually, I did forget, so obviously once it all goes into army stuff, you actually start going into their layer, and that's when you meet the amazing, that head in the bubble, in the fishbowl. Brilliant.
I mean, I didn't like the colorization. I thought it was awful. I mean, it was always in color, was it? Yeah.
I thought watching this, I thought it was, but then when I think about it, when I was a kid, my memory as a kid watching it on BBC Two, I thought it was in black and white.
Yeah, I thought it was, but I'm looking at my notes. I've just basically said how ridiculous the policemen are. It always seemed in those days as well that you had, everyone acted in a very certain style, and then you got down to the slightly lesser characters who couldn't fucking act at all. Have you seen Plan 9 from Outer Space?
Buckaroo Banzai from Outer Space?
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look, there's no disrespect to this film because I think it's brilliant for what it was. The effect of the thing in the neck, in the back of the head, in the back of the neck.
Yeah, looks like a proper hole with a triangle. It looks nasty as hell.
Brilliant. I mean, the only film I think has surpassed it through that sort of thing is obviously Puppet Masters.
I knew that was coming.
No,
for me, it's Invader of the Body Snatchers, the 1970s version. That is so good.
I think that's why I love that film so much, because because I think this is so hard. If that guy who used to be on the podcast was here, he'd talk about a blueprint, and I think that film really,
I think you're right.
That episode of Doctor Who, where Tegan was trapped in the TARDIS getting smaller and smaller. These are the things that formed my fucking things, and so, So,
how formed are your things? Incredibly formed. So,
I get it there. Won't be long. I've got one memorable line here. I don't know what context it is, but it's not another peep out of you. Until what is it? Until you. Oh, my writing's terrible.
This is Dad, right? No, peep out of you until.
Peep out of you. Until you hear her in the kitchen. So,
right. Okay.
So it's just one of its time, but yeah. So we talked a little bit about the spin-offs, but I think I don't know if it inspired it or not, about Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but it was certainly a precursor to that. And the poster and everything, I just love this film. And yeah, I just thought it was me, and I still kind of think it was me because my dad used to make me have to. My dad used to make me go out in the dark when, like, I've told you about Night of the Scarecrow, have I?
No, go on.
We should do that for Halloween. Can we do that next month? And just can we choose a couple of films to do? So, Night of the Scarecrow is a film about a guy who gets murdered wrongly when he's hiding. He's got learning disability, and they think.
Oh, I think I've heard of this or seen it. Yeah,
hides in a scarecrow, and all the villagers like kill him. All the farmers kill him. Then he comes back and he kills people with farm machinery, Laurie.
Brilliant.
Now,
I think I've seen it years ago.
I watched that with my dad. And when we finished, and I was about 6 or 7 years old, I was
Brilliant.
not old.
And it's
then
dark outside.
Go outside, round the back, as we used to call it. And we lived in the lane, in the dark, in the middle of nowhere, round the back to check on the pigs for no fucking reason. And I was scared to the fucking hell. I was scared to the hell. So, yeah, let's do that next time. So, it's for those reasons. It's embedded into me. Have you got anything else?
No, I love it. And I can completely understand and recognize all those things that you're touching on. It's definitely massive influence on these kind of films, these kind of stories. And I think they do it really, really well. The first half is just wonderfully solid, albeit, the acting might be a little bit wonky and the directing and stuff like that. But, I think it's, really, really good. And then it's just a shame about the army bit at the end, but it's of its time, isn't it? But it's a cracking.
And it's very formulaic. Oh, one thing we should mention is different endings.
Oh, really? Go on.
So the British ending. So I don't know which version you watched, but the British ending removes the dream versus reality. Was it all just a nightmare story element? The Martian saucer exploding overhead is added shortly after David joins Kelson and Dr. Blake behind an army tank. Dr. Blake assures them that his parents are now safe and the Martian saucer is destroyed. The scene dissolves to the McLean house later that night in David's bedroom, where he's been put to bed by Kelson and Dr. Blake. Standing at his door, they wish him a good night. This scene dissolves to the film The End. So
that's the one I saw. Yeah, but there's the two scientists that say he's had a long night. No, had a long day.
Yeah, but I think the and they had to add loads of bits as well for a real because it wasn't long enough for the UK. So there was lots of changes, but I'm glad. I think that was the ending that was the right way.
You can see where they've added stuff in because it wasn't long enough. It's literally just tanks going that way, and then tanks going that way, and then some other tanks going that way again, and then some guys shooting and the same explosion 6 times.
But you might be interested to know that this was a huge influence on Don Corsacarel's original 1979 Phantasm.
Oh, right. That's something we've got to look at, the Phantasm franchise.
Yeah, we must do. Right, should we score it then? Because
yes, go.
All right, so let me find the page, because I have a script, even though you don't. All right, performances, I give it an 8.
Oh, 7.
Effects.
Oh, you gotta love it for what it is. 5.
8. Plot.
8. I think 8. Yeah.
Rewatch factor. 9.
7.
Direction.
6.
Gets an 8 from me. Cinematography. 5.
7.
Sound of music.
7.
5. Originality. 9.
8.
Enjoyability. 9.
8. Actually, no. It's just, sorry. 7. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. Life-changing past and present. Obviously, it gets a big fat 10 for me.
10. Yeah, man. It definitely affected me, man. 6. Go 6. Affected me, man.
What did you come up with?
12, 20, 27, 33, 40, 47, 55, then 62, 68.
That means it gets a Movie Lighthouse rating of 74.
Pretty good.
Which is exactly the same as fucking Altered States. If we're gonna have, this is gonna be the way nowadays.
Is it really? Oh no! You reckon Trifle's going to be enough? Is there anything else we can put down there?
Well, I've got some
what could it
bars.
be? Some what bars?
Let's put some Scapy Fries on there, eh?
You reckon they like them?
Yeah.
What about something like those protein bars? Or like those running salt drinks. Like Lucasade things that you run with.
Lucasade bought from the 90s.
Two of them are going down.
Perfect. All right, so yeah, it's Halloween next time. So I would like to nominate Dark Knight of the Scarecrow.
Yeah, Night of the Scarecrow, amazing, wonderful.
Bring to the table.
Oh, I can't do Halloween 3, can I? Have you got anything else? Have you got anything you think of? Six, really like.
I've got this book called TCM Underground, which is about a load of underground films. So we've got things like, let's have a look, Domestic Disturbances, Fright Club. It's got Blackula, Gander and Hess, Haxan, Juguku, Let's Scare Jessica to Death. Have we done that?
Let's Scare Jessica to Death?
I don't think we have we? That's
no.
Very good. Let's do that. Yeah. Look, the other ones is The Brood and the House Party. Either Let's Scare Jessica to... Yeah, I don't want to do that horrible rape one. Let's do Let's Scare Jessica to Death. It's good.
Okay, let's do it. You've been, I was,
we
that
are
is
good.